Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back today for another episode of Alliance War Season 21. I think this is war number 5, I want to say. Yeah, war number 5. So this is an interesting war because we had a member in our alliance named Brendan. This guy was an absolute beast, and he took a lot of fights. He's been taking thing bosses for quite a while. For like halfway through the last season to like now, he's taken pretty much everything boss, and I don't think he died to a single one. This guy's really good, and so he had some family stuff, so he's taking a break. So he left the alliance. So now someone else has to take those thing bosses, and it's me now. So I brought Void. Today's gonna be my first time taking one. I took one in off season, and it went pretty good. I almost soloed it. It was a 6-star rank 3, and I wasn't boosted or anything. So today it's only 565, and I'm gonna be able to boost to my heart's content. So it should be interesting. We got a lot of fights this war. I think it's like 6 fights or something like that. It's quite a few, and definitely some hard matchups and some new matchups. So yeah, this first fight here though, super easy, just a Yondu. It was just a warm-up fight. I didn't even have to boost for that. Finished full yellow bar. That was just a diversity placement, no problem. But now this next fight is actually pretty unique. So we have node 20, I think this one's 23. It's usually there's Korg here. It's Mix Master, Aggression Prowess, and something else. What's the other node? Power Focus 1. So they placed a Mojo here, which never seen Mojo here before, so I got assigned Torch, because usually whenever there's a Mojo, I take it with Torch, and I usually burn it to a crisp. So today, we got Mixmaster here thrown into the mix, and I could have just kept doing medium, light, medium, as long as I parried, because there's nothing prohibiting me from parrying on this node. But what I opted to do was just to go medium, light, medium, and then my next combo do a heavy attack, and then medium, light, medium, because that way there's just no possible way that this guy is going to evade if I keep doing combos that way, and it's just super safe. So here I decided to go for an L2. I had the pre-fight on as well, and you can see we are just melting this guy here. He gets to a special 2. I don't want him to throw it, so I'm just holding my block, beta heavy, and then yeah, we're just gonna let him burn out. I don't want to really feel like him throwing an L2. So that fight went great, man. Never fought a Mojo there before, and it turned out really good. So now we move on to path number 9, and we have an Annihilus up here first, which I've done this fight before with Sorcerer Supreme also, so I was not worried at all about this one. Just gonna bring her in. This fight's really easy with her. Once you know how to fight Annihilus, especially, dude, like basically you can kind of like intercept him if you dex and then just instantly throw light on his medium, and it'll connect. It makes the fight so much easier, because then you don't even have to worry about parrying him or anything. But we don't want to parry him in this fight anyways, because of the one-eyed open and the chance to stun reflect when that's active. There's a little window for it. But yeah, we're just gonna keep on throwing our specials. Our specials deal a good amount of damage. I also have Mystic Dispersion all maxed out, so we're getting more power from nullifying his buffs. And yeah, there's Annihilus in the bin, 99% health. I'm loving Sorcerer and Warman. Haven't died with her yet, and it's like every fight I come out with a ton of health, so fight went great. Now next up, this was the fight that I was worried about, and it was funny because Brian actually had this exact same fight in Battle Group 1. Neither of us had taken it yet, so, and I was like, this is the main fight of the war that I was worried about. Like, I wasn't even worried as much about the thing boss as I was about this thing, because it's I can't parry stun when the window's up, or it'll be reflected on me. And there's also stubborn to worry about. So, you know, when I can't really parry, I can't really get those destructible charges, and I can't parry to get off the indestructible charges when that window's up. So I was a little bit worried, but this guy actually had suicides on, which does help. But yeah, so far so good. I have a regeneration boost on just so I can take some more block damage at the start of the fight. Here we trigger the indestructible, but you see we were able to parry there because the stun reflect timer was on cooldown. So I'm just keeping an eye on that, knowing when I can and can't parry. And yeah, when I can parry, I'm going to just to stack up some of the destructible charges, just so you know I don't have to worry about stubborn as much. And yeah, things are going really good. He's killing himself with recoil and the poison. You know, I'm reversing his willpower healing at this point, so everything's going really good. He's triggering protection, but he's dropping so quick, man. We're able to dex there without even triggering stubborn, and he's dead. So yeah, that fight went really good. Another fight down, and I was feeling really confident at this point. And then next up there was a Dragon Man, and it wasn't assigned to me. I was thinking Void would be a pretty good counter, and then someone died to it, and I was like, yeah, I think Void's a good option. And they're like, well, not if you get unlucky with the petrifies. And I was like, well, I just won't get unlucky, you know. You gotta have good RNG. Just get the petrify, and you're good, you know. So I was actually in a movie theater watching some previews when I had to do this fight. So I quickly throw on a 20% boost, threw on a power start 1 boost. Gonna jump in here. So this was the node that I died to before, trying to clean it up. Last time it was a thing. So I'm hoping it doesn't happen again, but this time it's Dragon Man. So I'm going to parry to turn off his power gain right at the start. Going to drop my special 1, and we're just hoping for a petrify. We don't get a petrify at the start, so trying to stay close, and then we do get a petrify. We bait his special 2, so that's great. And yeah, now that we have 1 petrify, we're looking pretty good. So here, bait out another special 2. We have his power pretty much under control at this point. Gonna use another special 1, hope for another petrify, and here we get the second one. So now we're good. Now we can play slow. We can just chill, because he's not going to get any power gain from kinetic transference, from any power gain buffs. Only from me actually hitting him will he now gain power, which is perfect. So you can totally block Dragon Man special 1s. They hit super weak through the block, and they actually apply an ineptitude debuff, which deals 0 damage to you and just is free willpower healing. So that's great. Basically have a passive regen going right now. And yeah, this Dragon Man was rinsed by Void. So yeah, as long as you don't get super unlucky with the petrifies, I think Void's great counter to that. And yeah, we didn't get one on the first debuff, but we got the second, which is pretty good. So yeah, now we got 2 more fights this war. 1 more Mojo mini boss. Another Mojo. Fought 2 things and 2 Mojos this war. And then we have the big bad thing final boss. So Mojo is placed again on another node where it's power start 1, which I love seeing this, man. Power start 1 makes Mojo such a joke with Human Torch, man. Because above 1 bar of power, his combative power gain rate is reduced by 80%. So I can just keep going medium, light, medium into him. Here, this node does have an unblockable special 1, and when I was reading that, I'm like, oh, I might get hit by that, and I did. It's fine, though. His L1 hits super weak, and he just gave me more smolders, and he incinerated himself, so it's fine. I still have a ton of health to work with, and this is my last fight for Torch anyways. Here, we actually dex the first part of the special 1. I learned my lesson, and yeah, then he dies. So, yeah, Human Torch, phenomenal for Mojo. One reason that I usually don't dex his special 1 is just because I don't want to trigger the buff, because then it can turn into degen, which did happen in that fight, so that's why I got hit by it, because I usually just block it. But now we get to the big bad thing boss. So I'm quite boosted at this point. I put on an invulnerability boost just to be safe, and jumping in here because I really want to solo this fight. You know, I came so close in the off season, and a lot of people in the comments were like, oh, it's not stubborn, it doesn't count, and it's like, with the change to stubborn, like, it's not really even a big deal in this matchup, especially if you can reparry. You can see I have 5 of those charges already set up, 6 of them now. Stubborn's really not an issue with Void in this boss fight for me. It might come every once in a while if he's just not wanting to throw a special, kind of like right now, kind of burning those charges. But yeah, not too big of an issue. So I made a mistake here already. So right there, I just tried to dash back from his L1. I didn't realize I was so close to the wall. I can evade it right against the wall, no problem. But yeah, I misjudged the range, and so here I get locked into the wall. He's at 14. I had to throw my special 2 to really get out of there, and yeah, I had to hit him unstoppable. So here it's not looking very good. We are stuck against the wall. And that's my fault. At the start of the fight, I tried to bait out a special, and I just gave him way too much room. I backed myself up at the start of the fight, what I should have done, and I should have hit into his block more to push him back, and then worried about baiting out a special attack. That's what I should have done. So, and that's just notes for the next time I do this fight, because this fight's not off to a very good start, and we are stuck in this corner. So this fight, I'm just trying to claw my way back into it, trying to fight my way out of this corner. And so here you see it doing some blocked hits. That's really good, pushing him back, getting a little bit of space. So here I actually just, now I'm just going to make sure when I dex the L1, I'm just going to dex it as if I was against the wall. Just dex it as every single hit via dexterity, just in case, because I don't want to misjudge the spacing again. But as you can see, I try to time my L1s when he's at 13 rock stacks. It's 2 hits, so it'll push him right to 15, and then I can get out a special attack. I think that's the best way to do it. That's just the way I'm most comfortable. And we're making our way back in this fight. We have more health than him now at this point, and everything's going pretty good. Again, I'm gonna hit his block, push him to 15 rock stacks. Also, just push him back a bit, get some more space. And everything's looking pretty good. I'm not worried at all about the time with the 5-minute timers. You're not really going to time out to this fight. Really just worrying about managing those rock stacks. So here he's at 10, he throws a special, that's good. You're going to do a 3-hit combo, then into a special 1, push him right up to 15. And here I'm thinking, okay, this fight's over, man. He's at 15 rock stacks, that's GG. And then I start to get stuck against the wall, and he's not throwing it. He is just not throwing it. And then he finally throws it, but he's stubborn. I'm like, what do I do here? And I get hit by his heavy attack, and I'm like, all right, let me just chill. Let me just chill and take block damage, push him back with the L1, and he died. The start was terrible, the middle was solid, and then the ending was so sketchy. I was like, I cannot choke this, I cannot choke this. And yeah, so just threw that special 1 to give me some space. And we got out of there, and we sold the boss. So we had a pretty good war. We didn't die, which is the important thing. And if we go ahead and take a look at the stats now, here we go. We are now 28 kills, 2 deaths into the season. We finally got our second win, which is great. And yeah, my PR went up quite a bit, and I actually got a card for this war. So I got a gold card. So it's the second highest one. Platinum is the first highest, but it looks pretty cool with Sorcerer Supreme there. Taters makes these cards, man. It's awesome. And yeah, my difficulty rating for my fights went up by quite a bit, because taking the boss is the hardest node on the map, based on our power rating system. Still 7th in BG3 though. I've been 7th the entire season, man. I think next war we might get a increase to that. But yeah, staying at 2 deaths. I'm gonna try to stay at 2 deaths for the rest of the season. We're almost halfway through actually, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, drop a like for that Thing Boss solo. We didn't die. If you guys would like to see more Alliance War content, subscribe. Next war, we're actually fighting another Thing Boss, and it's a 6-star rank 3. So this was a good preliminary match to get a feel for it. But I'm not going to be able to make those same mistakes in the next fight, because with his amount of increased attack, I won't survive if I play like I did today. So yeah, you guys don't want to miss the next war. We have actually 8 fights total. It's pretty crazy war. But that's gonna do it for this one. Peace out.